Hi friends! This month has been full of some epic tales, and today we have yet another one. You might have heard of this one before. I'll give you a clue. Are you ready to go to the lion's den? Do you know the story? It's Daniel in the lion's den. Daniel was from Israel, but he had been taken as a prisoner to Babylon to serve the king there. He was an outsider in this new land. They didn't worship God like Daniel did and the other Israelites that had been taken from their home. Daniel trusted God even when things were really challenging, and God was with Daniel. Daniel proved himself to be trustworthy. So trustworthy, he was appointed as one of 3 leaders over 120 royal rulers for this kingdom. The other 2 leaders didn't like Daniel. They knew he was different. They tried to get him in trouble, but it was impossible. This is how Daniel is described in the Bible. They couldn't find any fault with his work. He could always be trusted. He never did anything wrong, and he always did what he was supposed to. Sounds like Daniel was a faithful follower of God, and others could see that in the way he lived. So these 2 leaders, they're the bad guys in the story, come up with a trick to get Daniel in trouble. They go to the king and convince him to make a law that none of the people could worship anyone except for the king for 30 days. That means no praying or worshiping God. Daniel did not follow the law because he knew who he was supposed to worship, God, not a king. Well, the 2 bad guys got their wish, or so they thought. The king had to follow through with his law, and Daniel's punishment was to be thrown into a lion's den and be trapped there overnight. The interesting thing about the king is he didn't want Daniel to be eaten by lions. He could see that Daniel was good. In fact, when he put him in the den, he said, "You always serve your God faithfully, so may he save you." And guess what? God did. He sent an angel to close the lions' mouths overnight, and Daniel was safe the next morning when the king checked on him in hopes that he was still alive. Wow! Daniel trusted God through his capture, imprisonment, and serving kings in another land. Daniel's trust in God carried him through tough times, even lions. God shows us through the epic story of Daniel that he can be trusted. Hopefully, you will never have to face a den of lions like Daniel. But no matter what you do face, you can trust that God is right there with you. See you next week.